I think one big thing is going to be for Derek Carr to help him out is Michael Thomas's availability.
Yeah.
To me, his physicality, what he brings to the receiving core, I mean, the aspect that if he's playing, I just think we're better on third down and we're better in the red zone. Just look at the first game when we won in Atlanta in the red zone when Jameis Winston hit those back shoulder touchdown passes. And Michael Thomas is available for the whole season. Now, we've had so much damn bad luck with injuries the last 2 seasons. We can't have 3 years. I guess you can, but hopefully that's not the case. But I don't know how, if Michael Thomas is available, how that will not help our third down offense in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, look, they're going to have to figure out a way to do it if he's not available or if he's missing a chunk of the season, obviously, because, hoping for 17 games is almost like tempting fate right now with him. But yeah, anything feels like a bonus. What if you got 10 games from him? What if you got 12? What if you got him for the playoffs? It would be an incredible boon. Now, the offense has gotten so much deeper and more versatile in so many areas. I would put right next to Michael Thomas, I would put the offensive line as a group. I mean, I think
staying healthy
has equally contributed to their downfall last year.
Yes.
If you tell me this offensive line is going to be healthy, I don't know how the offense can't be miles and miles better. I mean, they've improved the passing game by leaps and bounds. They've tripled the depth at running back. If you give me with Michael Thomas and with the offensive line, like after the last 2 seasons, all I need is I'd sign a deal for 75% help, just as long as it doesn't become non-existent like the last 2 years.
Now, Tripp, when I look at this and all the football that we've witnessed and I participated in, I'm looking at the entire starting secondary, returns from a pass defense that ranked second in the NFL last season. Okay, now you look at shutdown corner like Marshawn Lattimore. You burned up that Eagles game considering what he did. And then I look at Marcus May. Could he stay healthy? And you look between Lattimore and Marcus May. They missed a combined 17 games because of injuries last season. And I look at the maturation of Paulson Adebo and Alontae Taylor. I'm a big Alontae Taylor fan.
Yeah.
Then you throw in the Honey Badger. I think this might be the greatest secondary the Saints has ever had in their history.
Well, it's got that potential. I mean, we still need to see what these safeties look like if they're on the field together for a full season. But we started to see hints of it last year. I agree. The cornerback depth is probably the strength of the defense right now. And it's kind of funny that those numbers ended up the way they did because of injuries where the secondary was a minus last year, and it took them a long time to get together. They forced no turnovers forever.
Right. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, but it absolutely could be a strength. The Alontae Taylor, Paulson Adebo battle will probably be the number one thing that we can see in shorts and T-shirts in OTAs and mini camps that we'll look forward to chronicling. But you can't lose with that battle. Almost Bradley Roby in
right.
Nickel, I think is
I didn't even mention him. Yep.
I really like. I mean, obviously it's pass rush and secondary work hand in hand. They can't let the quarterback just pick them apart. But yeah, the numbers ended up really good on the defense, but I think we all saw it with our eyes. The defense wasn't good enough for a large chunk of last season, but they've really got an opportunity. I think the back end has to sort of lead the way.
To get takeaways. Tripp, this blew my mind. I didn't realize this, but when you look at it, the reason why we're 7-10 instead of 10-7, there's not much difference. You might say, "Hey, Bear, what the hell are you talking about?" Let me tell you. What I'm talking about. This blew my mind when I read this. The Saints are coming off their worst season ever, in terms of takeaways. They're 14 forced turnovers and 7 interceptions were both franchise lows. I mean, come on. That right there, I can tell you right now, if we just improve on that stat, we're winning double digits. Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, that has to be a big part of the equation on defense. It was almost astonishing how the ball didn't bounce their way. So there's so many areas where you can't help but think they're going to be improved from last season. on both sides of the ball. The defensive line is the one area where I don't know that they can be better. The draft class is going to have to play a big part of that.
Trip, one of the things for me, hidden points and lost momentum, field goal kicking. You think about Lutz. He came in, rookie season, he was 82%. And then he went to 86% field goal hits. Then 93. Then 88.9. Then we saw the drop, 82-1. Didn't play because of the injury in 2021. Last year, 74.2.
No, that sucks. You get cut. You got to go get a real job. You can't kick in the NFL.
But
come on.
That to me is lost points and lost momentum. Okay, you drive downfield, you settle for a field goal. He missed the damn thing.
Well, no, there's 2 or 3 different wins in the season.
That has to be a focal point. Now, I saw Brooke was working out with him today. I don't know if Kershaw.
We were all out there. Yeah, we interviewed him about that very subject today. And look, he admitted it too. Look, one of those misses was one of the best kicks in Saints history. The one that almost won the Minnesota game for 62 yards. But no, he went through them. He remembers them. He had the yardage and the detail. The 31-yard or 38-yard or whatever the exact numbers were that he admits are unforgivable. Now look, I'm going to bet on him because we've covered. If you've covered the Saints over the last 2 decades, that means you've covered about 25 different kickers coming through here. And he's probably the best one I've seen in that entire stretch, or at least since John Carney when I first started covering the team. And so I'm going to bet on him bouncing back. But you're absolutely right that hurt them bad last year when he was coming back off the injury. And, they asked him to take a pay cut. And as of today, I don't think this will last much longer. He's competing against 2 other kickers. First time I've ever covered a camp where there's 3 kickers on the 90-man roster as of now. I have a feeling they'll whittle that down to 2 soon. I think they like this Blake groupie that they got from Notre Dame. But, Wil Lutz is in prove-it mode. There's no question about it.
Hey, but, Trip, when you think about that, okay, can you qualify for the postseason? Can you win the NFC South? 9-8 is not as sexy as like double-digit wins, or like if you get to 10-7. But you can't have your damn kicker not make kicks, and you only win 9 games, and you could have won 12. All of a sudden you could have been a 12-5 team, and then you're 9-8. That's why the kicker. No, it can't be a liability. Listen, that was a tough kick in England against Minnesota, double doink and all that. But that other kicks that, listen, you got to hold the kicker's feet to the fire because games are that close. It's like, do you make the kick or do you miss it? It's whether you win or lose.
Well, and I think that was even a bigger issue in Sean Payton's last season when they were going through the carousel of kickers. So, but you're right. I don't think we valued it enough when Wil Lutz was automatic for all those years. And it's no coincidence they won 4 NFC South